And now to an uncertain future for a long-standing and highly controversial law.
Someone leaked a draft majority opinion from the U.S. Supreme Court that would strike down Roe v. Wade. Roe v. Wade is the federal law that upholds a woman's constitutional right to have an abortion.
Right now, pro-choice advocates are rallying around the nation and here in Detroit. These are live pictures, in fact, of protests outside the federal building downtown. The Supreme Court confirming the leaked opinion is legitimate, but stresses it does not mean the court has reached a final decision.
If it does proceed, Michigan is among 23 states where abortion would immediately become illegal. Governor Gretchen Whitmer tweeting in part, "I'm more motivated than ever to keep fighting like hell to ensure abortion remains safe and accessible in Michigan."
7 Action News reporter Kim Russell is looking into the potential policy changes if the law were overturned.
If the U.S. Supreme Court officially overturns Roe v. Wade, abortion would become illegal here in Michigan. That means the closest place people here in Metro Detroit would have access to a legal abortion would be in Canada. This 1931 law on the books in Michigan bans abortions unless they're necessary to save a woman's life. It would go into effect again if Roe v. Wade were overturned. Pew Charitable Trust shared this map of the U.S. to show how access to abortion would change nationally. The red states, including Michigan, would ban abortion. Yellow states likely would. The closest states where access to abortion is protected under the law are Illinois and New York.
Whether abortion is legal or illegal, it will be sought out.
Carolyn Egan says she knows what would happen as a result of such restricted access because she witnessed it in Canada, where abortion was practically illegal until 1988. She says Canadian women with economic means to do so traveled to the U.S. for abortions. Abortion is now legal in Canada. Hospitals there may not be able to serve Americans without a Canadian health card for elective abortions, but clinics would be able to.
I would think that there would be physicians, medical personnel who would probably set something up in the Windsor area. I think we will open our hands to this.
Smart policy and practical wisdom dictates that we think about the range of consequences that are going to come from that.
Associate Professor Jason Wasserman teaches clinical bioethics at Oakland University's William Beaumont School of Medicine. He says the law would be less likely to prevent wealthier women from getting legal abortions. He says while some prosecutors say they would not enforce Michigan's 1931 abortion ban, the Supreme Court decisions would impact insurance and hospital policies that influence doctors. We would likely see an increase in unqualified people performing illegal abortions.
We saw it prior to Roe. And there are far more unsafe, unqualified practices that people will nonetheless avail themselves of.
Another consequence, it's likely that thousands more babies will be born here in Michigan. In 2020, doctors reported to the Michigan Department of Community Health inducing 29,669 abortions. In Detroit, Kim Russell, 7 Action News.